voice is fucked, so...
It's okay. I think that kind of plays with Batch's character. I think
Maybe that's the first thing that happens. Who the fuck called this meeting? Fuck your voice!
It's this fucking monkey, isn't it?
We are live.
I hate meetings.
You know what I hate doing at meetings? Monkeys! Alright. Oh, hey, I wanted to say something before we start.
Well, we already started.
Less bits. Less bits. Wait, are we started right now?
Yeah.
Hey guys!
We're live. Less bits.
It's my fault. I did the bits last time.
It was me too. I did it.
It was everybody.
I'm completely innocent of the bits.
But
A witch!
Wheat.
No, you're not innocent.
I'm guilty.
welcome back
we're-
to Gelatinous Noobs, episode 493.
So 26.
I think the DM might have some announcements to make today.
I don't have too many announcements actually. We are 5 away from Dinosaur Prom at this
Oh,
point.
we're so close.
There you go!
Hey,
Dinosaur prom.
audience, I want you to hold up your hand. That's it. That's all you need.
5.
I get it. I didn't get it at first.
We are so close
I was like, yes.
to Dinosaur Prom.
Everybody put your hands up.
Volunteers tribute.
What else do I have? If I get to 80 followers on my personal Twitch, Paragon's Odyssey, I'll be cosplaying as Lara Croft.
That's dope.
But I have to get to 80 followers before I beat Tomb Raider.
And
So there's
That's
time
the
crunch.
timeline.
There's time crunch.
Let's make that happen.
she is officially an affiliate.
Yeah.
So you can sub.
Yeah. Also, I'm only 4 away from 80. So
It's not that money.
it's not that many.
It's not money.
Not
So
that many.
close.
unfollow, so it make it more challenging.
Yeah, everyone.
Please don't unfollow, actually. Also, follow Sir Michael. He's been sitting at 29 all week.
I hear there's going to be a special stream coming one of these days.
There
Is it
is.
for
I'll tell you what, all of his
No.
streams are special, and all of the streams with Backyard Baseball are amazing.
I love backyard.
Backyard Baseball is
It's a meme.
Great.
of it.
it's chef's kiss.
Yeah, so I'm 1 away from 30. It's pissing me off because I've been at 29 for. I got like 5 subs in one day, and I went, "Wow,
I
this
should
is
probably
easy
follow
peasy."
you. I haven't followed you yet. I just look you up on Google every time.
That's fucked up.
I'm just.
Anyway, what I was gonna say is, at 50, I have a surprise stream that I'm very excited for.
Ooh.
Can't wait to hear about it. Anything else from anybody?
Nope.
Not for me.
Um,
Not for the money.
What the fuck am I?
No, I was not.
Did
but
you try?
I haven't really tried. So
Okay.
next week is tentative.
Yes, next week's tentative.
My manager went missing, so
Oh.
we are.
We know where she's at. She's
Okay.
just not at work.
Okay.
We're up in the air on if I can attend next time. So we'll keep
Okay.
everybody updated.
Okay.
But unless anyone else has anything to say,
It's time for the recap.
the recap.
Oh, we gotta flip those lights on.
Triple kill.
Gavin's here. Hi, Gavin.
He's on, right? That's on.
Yeah, she's got a.
Oh yeah, she's looking good. Okay.
You got
That
press-
one's not on.
You got press
If you
hold.
if you go no, that one should be on. But if you go
Which one
to
you're
the stream deck,
Yeah, Krika. Stream Deck. Oh,
no, we
it's
got
good.
it.
Anyway, last time on Gelatinous Noobs, the party returned to Chateau de Lier from the long journey in the Feywilds. We reported to Ivy and took some much-needed rest. Rosemary showed up the next day as promised to try and help resurrect Jorak, but she was unable to succeed. The best the party could do for now was keep him in a coma-like state and bring him to Fyra for the meeting as evidence of the dark powers at work. There was still a number of days before their journey out again for Fyra, so they did what anyone would do, shopping. Airless took to the library to research Darrow's family, and Chomsky worked on striking a business deal with that one woman. What the fuck is her name? That magic shop owner.
Wise dog.
Yes.
With Wise Stalker. She didn't bite. Your loss. Batch found an old friend, Nibbles, in an alleyway, who led the party to the second encounter with the coveted raccoon merchant. Traded trash and other things of the like for valuable items. After a few days' wait, the party and Ivy took the teleporter for Fyra, greeted by an intimidating scene of many gods and goddesses. The session ended with Ronan asking, quote, Who the fuck called this meeting so early? And that leaves us here, shaking in our boots, at the meeting of the gods.
Wow, that was a really quick one. I have not picked my music yet.
And Chomsky pissed his pants.
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
I imagine we're just taking in these Archfey as they walk in. These, like, crazy-looking beings, first off.
I do want to describe them before we jump right into it.
For sure.
Just because I didn't last time, I was just sending pictures.
You're like, photos.
That was some prime stream. Just us.
That was prime.
Oh.
That was prime. Home game.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the R I picked for Aurora is hold on. Actually, I'm going to pull up my list of.
She chose me, and she's the hottest. Just want to make that known.
Hubba hubba.
Oh, yeah.
Aurora is the Archfey of Sun and Prophecy. She looks very elven. She's wearing a purple slit dress. She's got long purple hair.
She's got
Cleavage out.
She's got bountiful chest.
Bountiful chest.
Auga!
She's got some hubba hubbas.
Her domains are vast.
Daisy
Power
herself
unfathomable.
looks like an orchid mantis, but large, humanoid size, like 6 foot tall orchid mantis. Rain has on some beautiful gold heels, what looks like navy blue tights and like a turquoise blouse that is open in the front.
No chest hair.
No chest hair. Willow, the Archfey of Moon and Wilderness, she looks similar to Aurora, but her hair is white like the moon. And she's got large antlers that look like they're made out of like bramble. This one was Autumn. Was Autumn the big bird? Or was that Bluebird?
I would assume it was Big Bird, but
Bluebird
Bluebird's-
looks like a giant owl.
no,
Whatever
I thought Bluebird was the blue one.
Whatever you say
peacock.
is
Yeah,
true.
the peacock.
Okay, then Aurora
You're
looks like a
God.
giant owl.
Autumn.
Autumn.
Yes. Sorry, they're all there. Autumn, you guys are distracting me. Autumn looks like a giant barn owl
With dreads.
with dreads.
Rastafari man.
Bluebird
Oh.
is he's an extremely pale man. His jacket is made out of peacock feathers, and he does have peacock feathers kind of like poking up off the back. And he's got long blue hair. Rose, the Archfey of Love and Beauty, looks like a Luna moth. With horns that wrap around their ears. Ember is low-key kind of creepy. He looks like... What kind of bug is that he looks like?
Moth
He looks like a moth.
mantis? A moth mantis.
A moth
Yeah.
man? Mothman? Confirmed?
Mothman.
He's
Moth-
Mothman.
Mothman confirmed?
Just think Mothman.
More man than moth, for sure.
Yeah. Purple moth.
Stella, the Archfey of Commerce, Travel, and Thieves. She does wear all blue. And she's got like she's lightly armored. Long black hair. Trails down to her low back. The Trinity is a kind of like a hulking figure. Multiple faces, but has a mask. And looks like branches are sticking out as horns.
Super sick.
Certified creepy as fuck.
The vibe I got was very much like Wendigo meets Dementor. So like no visual, physical features, but just these eyes.
And the extra
no face.
arms.
Yeah, it's dope.
Yep. They have 6 arms.
They speak in unison.
They do. All 3 of them.
We do.
Now that's an easy they them pronouns to remember.
Correct.
It's a group.
It's a wee whim.
It's a
We-
It's a wee whim. Ronan looks. They look very. You said the word well.
Ambiguous.
Yeah. You can't really tell if they're
Androgynous.
that's the word.
That's the word.
You can't tell if they're really more male presenting, more female presenting. They're somewhere in the middle. They wear a nice vest. They've got your stereotypical fairy wings, short brown hair, kind of cropped, curly. But other than that, looks very elf. So he's not. He stands out amongst his crew of weirdos because he looks normal.
Human.
One question I had with Ronan is in the visual that we were presented. Is it that very youthful type
Yes.
of look? So he appears to be like the age of like a late teenager. Or...
Yes, he looks very young.
Okay.
Young compared to everybody else. But with Archfey, they
Yeah,
live
no, for
forever.
sure,
So you're
yeah.
like,
Cracking a cold one.
Hold my beer,
I got big tea today.
and
got a
that's
cold
the
one, open with the
tea.
boys. All right. We're jumping in.
We're walking in. We're however you want.
So, you guys were already in. You had your moment with Rain. I had described the chairs are kind of in a circle, with Ronan's chair specifically at like the head of the circle, so everybody would have to look to him.
Was their chairs open for us?
Yes, there were 4 pulled up next to Ivy because you are guests of Ivy.
Okay, so we would. Chomsky would probably we were all probably walking in, and standing there when Ronan dropped the. Who the fuck called this meeting?
Yeah.
There was also a 4th chair.
Well, maybe for sure.
No, yeah. That,
Well,
I'm
Ivy had
legitimately
called
asking,
ahead
yeah.
and said that she had 4 guests.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
So there are 4 chairs.
Behind us is just Jorak wheeled in. But yeah, when he would have said that,
He's peaceful coma man.
With 68 tiny velociraptors. Hi, God. Weekend at Jorex.
when
No bits, no bits.
when Ronan said that, Chomsky probably would have been going to sit in his seat and then just froze and just stood there and just kind of raised a finger.
So you're drawing attention to yourself, I called the meeting?
Kinda. He's just about to sit down and he's just frozen like this,
Mm-hmm.
But he looks around the room to see if anybody says something first.
You can tell that there's side eyes to Ronan because he's the leader. There's side eyes to him, people are looking to him, but not trying to look at him. But he's well, if nobody's gonna fess up to it, I guess meeting's over.
I'm just going to go sit down.
It was us. It was 3 of us.
Well,
Figured it was the mortals.
yeah, it was kind of through us and Miss Ivy.
I figured it was the mortals.
Yeah.
It's important, and I think it is worth calling the attention of everybody here, including you, sir.
It involves
Sir?
not only
With a
the
question mark?
mortals, but
Saddam.
everyone here. I think it involves everyone here.
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah.
Then speak.
With all respect, of course.
Chomsky, you're the one with words. Tell the man, woman, lady, he, she.
Did you say
them.
that?
Them. Tell them what they need.
Cancelled.
You guys are aware that Ivy has referred to Ronan as he.
He, okay, then he.
Yes, Ronan. And the rest of the Archfey. Very nice to see all of you. And he looks directly at Aura's chest.
Nice to see all.
Hello, ladies.
He takes his book out and flips through a few pages and is well, I guess we'll begin with the story of how we got here. All individually, by random portals. We're not here by our own choosing, by any means. Batch and I, a portal in an underground cave, and Airless in a portal. Where was it again?
was requested to come here with our friend Jorak on behest of Ivy and Rosemary.
Not on Fayday.
Nope, we were escorted by Ivy's guard.
Anyway. And our friend Argos here, who just made his way recently by the means of a random portal. Where was it again?
Yeah, my friend Calliope fell through a portal near the village of Nahi, and I followed through as well. I did not know it would come here.
Anyway, so we've got mortal people falling out of the sky effectively in the Fey realm. There's an issue there, but we'll resume the story. We took to the chateau, and we ended up in town finding some illegal purple haze farming, which raised some eyebrows. We didn't know what it was. I didn't know what it was. Now I know. We then proceeded to find some evidence of some dark magic, by the means that a voice was calling someone. And then we realized why we had all been called together and chosen. And Ivy, we realized, needed some help with a problem. And he looks to you guys.
That problem being, and he's gonna look at Ivy.
And we'll all turn to Ivy. You can do this.
And Ivy stands up to talk, and she stands up and she opens her mouth to speak, and Ronan goes, "Nah, I want to hear it from them."
Oh.
Okay, yeah, fine. So Ivy, you tried. I got you. Don't worry. You're champion. Yeah. So her songbooks are missing.
Not all of them, of course.
Most.
We got
And
one back.
maybe some of you, all of you, know that she derives some parts of her power through these songbooks. So she has been weakened by someone stealing these.
And it wasn't a misplacement. It was malicious. And we have proof if you would like us to resume.
With unseelie connections.
Correct.
The minute that you mentioned that some of her books are missing, whispers start to go through. You can tell some knew, some were aware. Rosemary was aware.
Argus is finally getting the tea.
The Trinity was aware.
So exciting.
Aurora didn't know, but she knew she was called on to pick somebody.
Yeah.
Rain, I had an inkling. Didn't know a whole lot, but they're still they're all gossiping.
Argus has no frame of reference what any of this means.
Aurora is fervently writing something down. Furiously
Same.
writing
That's why she changed
something
the name.
down.
Anyway, shall we continue, Ronan?
Ronan's like, I have my thoughts, but I guess continue.
Okay. So we generally know who took these books, and we generally have an idea who they were working for. I don't know if you know of tieflings of the names of Augrey and Carrion. They are presumably employed by some unseelie who have locked their tongues against exposing them.
And Augury opened up a portal into the monastery that I live at, the Monastery of Rosemary's Fulfillment, allowing elemental creatures to come in, and resulted in the death of multiple disciples. And this portal was not on Fayday.
And that's kind of the theme here. She also held an art show with some elemental ties and some portals there, where we've brought a list of every attendant, and we really think they need to be investigated because there was ties there. Not only were Augrey through it, Carrion was invited, many of their peers were there, a particular Palir de Sethi who threatened a meeting with the Duke and the Duchess, and then proceeded to try to murder all three of us.
4. Jorak was there.
Oh, yes. A friend. I'll get to him in a moment.
Good job, Matt.
We've also heard whispers that the ultimate changeling is back. And I mean, just witnessing many elementals and carrying, summoning, what was it, Batshot?
Oh, he had like a fire serpent in his attic. It's huge.
And when we then pursued, he disappeared in a magical way. All that aside, we did find a book. And it was a coven of hags that had the book. And they very clearly had some dark connections. And took the life of our friend here, who is now no longer able to come back to our plane, but is living, but his soul is trapped in somewhere dark and sinister. And that's what I've got so far, so, yeah.
The Trinity and their 3 separate voices kind of say, it is true, he is not dead, but he's not here. The 3 separate voices kind of echoes. It's odd for, I guess, all 4 of you. You didn't see a mouth move. You didn't, like, it kind of sounded like it came from all around you. It didn't sound like it came from a specific person.
He's got surround sound voice.
I'm just like looking expectantly, and is there something someone can do? Rosemary has attempted a resurrection, but there's some sort of curse or binding that was placed on him. He fell in the service of Ivy, in the interest of all of us, in protecting her power and the gate that she protects.
You didn't notice. Maybe you did. Halfway through the Chomsky speech, Ronan got a drink delivered to him. And he's just kind of sitting there sipping. While you're talking, he's just like playing with the ice, being loud and annoying. He's like, that sounds like it's Ivy's fault.
I just kind of like raise my voice so that you can hear me over his like fucking sipping.
Sounds like it's Ivy's fault.
I don't think it. I'm so sorry. It doesn't seem to me to be placing blame, but to be finding a solution to protect everyone.
And Ivy's books were stolen? But he said it, posed it as a question to you guys, but he's staring at her.
Yes, and we brought this to the attention of all of you because we don't feel like it's exclusive to one Archfey. We feel as though this darker power may end up targeting the rest of the people in this room. It only makes sense. Weaken them if they are to try and make a larger move, like it seems that they are at least attempting to begin.
And at the very least, threatens the material plane as well as the Fey realm. At the very least. So thus it is, yes, it's affecting Ivy and her power, but it's affecting everyone. I mean, the Archfey, they protect the material plane from the elementals. People are dying.
And we are sent to protect you all. As harbingers.
Chomsky is going to try to persuade.
Can I help with me, like, being his wingman?
Sure. You can roll with advantage.
I got 11.
Okay.
I feel like it's clear Chomsky isn't used to talking to a group of individuals.
Chomsky has been staring directly at the wall the whole time. Nobody can
Just,
tell.
like,
Nobody can see his
Running
eyes.
through the facts.
Yeah,
in his...
nobody can see his eyes,
Yeah.
but he's staring directly at the wall the whole time.
Ronan kind of stands up, puts his cup down.
How tall is he?
He's not very tall.
5'4".
4'3".
He's a short king.
I was thinking he was about like like my height in real life, like 5'7",
Gotcha.
5'8". He's not very tall. He's a small guy.
That's pretty tall.
Before you say what you're about to say, can I roll an insight on him? I mean, just like his demeanor this entire time has seemed very interesting. 23.
He's a douchebag.
He's a fucking dick
doesn't
bag.
care.
He's a bag of
Is
dicks.
it very much like he's just like, this doesn't sound like the problem of the Fae?
It seems like he's bored.
Dude, TikTok's destroying our youth. They even have Fae talk.
He stands up, takes a couple steps forward, and he says, "Well, I thank all of you for bringing this to my attention." He kind of motions with his hand, and Ivy's chair tips, and she falls out of her chair. He's like, "Sounds like we have a weak Archfey. You know what happens when we have a weak Archfey? The circle can't be broken, so we have to find a new
you
one.
Support her.
So we have to find a new one."
You realize that she's been targeted, right?
Has anybody else been targeted?
Not yet. That's why we're here.
Has anybody else noticed anything that would be considered targeting? Has anybody noticed anything weird?
I mean, it's a fucking domino effect. It
Rosemary's-
starts with one and it goes to the next.
Let him speak. And he's gonna look around. And he's gonna look around to any Archfey at all. Does anyone say anything?
No.
Rosemary's monastery was blatantly attacked,
Yeah, on the material plane.
and that
It's not affecting her.
I would hope that it would.
Argos is going to look to Rain, and I want to roll insight because I think I'm trying to just garner, like, do I have permission to speak in this, like, forum?
Just like,
Rain's like, keep it on.
18. And 100%, like, I'm trying to gauge, like,
Rain looks like they want to say something, but
and I think in this moment, like, I attempt to make eye contact to, like, should I be quiet or should, like, should I say something? Or, like, because I also want to, like, I want to garner that, and I also want to garner, like, is he frightened? Is he, like, oh, you don't mess with the boss, don't get me fired, kind of thing.
he's confident in his position, and you can see that.
Sure.
But it looks like he has some empathy for Ivy, who is, you guys can hear it. She's like crying a little bit. She's stressed. She's seen this happen before.
Sweet baby.
But he's not telling you no. You don't get the sense because your communication with him is very like
Emotionally based, yeah.
yes, and you're not getting the feeling that he's telling you not to say anything, but he's also
Not encouraging either.
Yeah.
I think I look at Ivy and I feel complete empathy as well. I mean, how could someone not? But I look at Ronan and he said something to the effect of like, what problem is that of ours? Forgive me, my lord, but is it not the duty of the Fae to uphold the rulings of the twins?
Well, the twins made it a title. Ivy is a title.
I was merely
So-
referring to the breaking of the law of portals.
That was us that made that. It was the Archfey that made that. It wasn't the twins. The twins had left, and then the war broke out
Sure.
between the courts and them.
Sure.
So you guys you don't care about your own rules then?
We find a new leader.
But it wasn't her
And
fault that the
Ivy
portals
had
were
been-
opened.
Yeah.
If she would have been stronger in the first place, her books wouldn't have been stolen.
What if you were stronger?
Batch is gonna get killed.
Then would there have been portals to the material plane? You can't throw this all on one person.
I have to agree.
And I'm
with-
gonna look at. You said I want to get an insight on if there's any. Ooh, that's not great. 12. I wanted to see if there's any other of the Archfey that were like looking like empathetic or whatever.
Okay.
Rise up. We're overthrowing Ronan. In this
Yeah,
moment.
how about we
Actually,
get
one
a
of us,
better...
you get out of your seat,
Yeah.
okay?
So yes, there are some you do get the sense of empathy from everybody else. Most everybody else. Aurora's just kind of being, she's just like writing everything down, like looking up excitedly, writing everything down. What's your AC?
13.
Okay.
Guess 9th level disintegrate.
You guys don't even see him move. But you all just witness Batch in the middle of his sentence just stop speaking. You look over at him, and he's just full bleeding.
Oh.
Am I dead?
What's your HP?
45.
Make me a Constitution saving throw.
It's a lot. It's a big con save.
What the fuck?
I was going to say, I can also Hadozi dodge to take off some of that HP.
Can I Hadozi dodge a god?
9 HP, 9 of that damage would be taken away.
Okay.
So you only take 403 damage.
Constitution?
Yeah.
Dirty
Batch
20.
wake
Oh,
up.
thank God.
I don't like this.
You take 36 points of damage.
I'm up, baby.
Wait, hold on. What like action happens? Does he like pull a finger? Does he just like give a like a glance?
You
Like, what does he
see
do?
there's a blurring effect around him. It's
What does Ronan
so
do during
quick.
this? Does Ronan?
the blurring effects around
Coming from
Ronan.
him.
Oh,
and
around
it,
Ronan. I thought it was
and
around
it
Batch.
runs. It like dashes up to Batch.
He doesn't
and
even
it
move
leaves.
muscle?
Not really.
That's so cool.
I'm gonna smirk. I'm like about to die, but I'm like smirking and I go, "Congrats. You can fucking attack a mortal. You're so fucking strong."
I think immediately upon him taking a cut and like seeing his throat bleed, just out of instinct and reaction, I'll place a hand on and cast 3rd level Cure Wounds on you for
Counterspell.
Chomsky.
That's fine.
So
I will then I'll then cast a third. I'll also
wait.
I'm just doing what Argos would do, which is
What are
his-
you doing, Chomsky?
Chomsky in this moment, Batch would. So the first thing made Chomsky very uncomfortable. Like he like oh god, that's really bad confrontation. And then he would say that. Batch would say that, and then immediately Chomsky would then turn to Batch and deck him in the face.
To try to knock him
Full
out.
yes, to full deck in the face.
Okay.
Okay. Roll
Airless
down.
is screaming right now. There's blood. Chomsky's finding back.
I wish I
You
had
were
a way. I
supposed to
wish
be
I had a way to
cold-blooded.
pacify this man without like killing him though.
You can do non-lethal.
I could do non-lethal thunder gauntlet damage.
No. You can just do non-lethal punch damage.
Yeah, but
wouldn't
that
get
wouldn't
you
be
down.
that wouldn't get you down. That's the thing.
So you can either kill me.
Well, so Chomsky will do just a regular hit attack. Which what is that?
I do have Spare the Dying, I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
That's-
Fuck it. We're just gonna thunder clap him then. Hit to roll that.
I do want to know, and if it's some sort of roll to figure out, where did the counterspell originate? Do I know? Ronan. Okay. How does Rain react?
You see, they're all frozen.
Okay. No, it's perfect.
Like they're not
Yeah, they're not
frozen out of fear. They're frozen.
Does
like
11
time stop.
literally time stop frozen.
Oh, but we're not.
You no.
Okay.
+9 to hit, and that didn't hit you, by the way. So
I'm not gonna say anything more. I just say what I say, and I've got my gratification. This is exactly what I wanted him to do.
I think. So sorry.
No.
Airless, like, just taken aback, doesn't know what to do, puts herself between Ronan and Batch. Is this how you solve your problems?
Oh no, this is happening all in your head. And then you look back, you look around, and Batch is completely fine. That was just... You get on my wrong side, friend. And maybe it won't be so easy on you.
Is that all? Is that for all of us?
Yes.
Chomsky
Okay.
just
You
missed
have
a
your
punch.
spell slot back.
Okay.
He wasn't
Chomsky just-
actually
His health didn't
counterspelled.
go away?
Your health didn't go away.
Oh my god.
Chomsky had just missed a punch with his Thunder Gauntlet, and there was just a fucking like a thunder,
I like to think-
thunder splat on the wall behind Bash.
I like
and
to
he's just
think
sitting
that
there just like shaking, just like
It was all in your head, but the instant you snapped out is when you tried to punch me, and I'm like, what the fuck?
You all have the memory of it. You all saw it.
I
It
am-
felt very real.
Yeah.
You still have like a phantom pain.
I'm still just giving him a smirk. I'm just smirking at him.
Batch is gonna die here.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just smirking at him.
I think I just turn and I look at him. I'm disappointed.
That's okay. You can be disappointed. I'm the only one here that was appointed. Handpicked. That's why I'm the leader.
Pride is one of the greatest of sins.
Anyway, sits back down. Kind of props his legs up. And kind of sits.
I apologize for our rudeness.
Your apology's not the one that I would expect, but...
Well, hopefully you'll let it extend for us all. I would only inquire that if you thought that anybody else at this table, any of the other Archfey, if their catalyst of power was stolen, do you think it would matter who it was in that seat? If they were targeted by one of who's like the strongest unsealer? Like who's like does Chomsky know like
The Queen of the Dead.
do you think if the Queen of the Undead formulated a plan and stole Rain's catalyst, and he'll look over to Rain because
Yeah,
he
the
kind of got the
connection.
vibe over there.
Yeah.
Do you think it would matter that it was Rain in that position? Same goes with Ivy. I think
Your beacons of power, once you're dead, are no longer beacons of power.
right.
So, if Ivy was no more, the books that are out there would just be books.
Who's to say though that the new beacon of power doesn't just get stolen by the same plan? You have to realize why we're here.
Wouldn't it be important to get to the root of the problem, so to speak?
Just getting rid of Ivy doesn't get us anywhere, but leaving that attachment to the books gives us a stairway straight to the issue.
More importantly, if this is how you treat your friends, how could any of them ever feel comfortable being vulnerable around you?
Oh, Argos
To
is
say, not truly, to say that if they suspected that they were in danger, it seems that they know your response. And he kind of looks at Ivy.
She's sitting up now. She's
Yes, getting up, but still, you know, I mean, it's just,
Yeah.
it sounds like these three have stumbled upon something rather important and could threaten everything that the twins set out to do. To dismiss it so cavalierly is, as I said, disappointing.
he kind of sits there and he thinks, or it looks like he's thinking. He gives the illusion of thinking.
I want to know, what's Rosemary been doing?
Avoiding eye contact.
Does she...
just like sitting there like,
Is she like poker face? Does she look
She
like, upset?
is. Roll me insight with advantage. You've worshipped her your whole life.
My entire life. 15 plus... I think it's a plus 6, but let me just play. Plus 5, so dirty 20.
She is. You know when somebody's trying not to cry
Mm-hmm.
and they're looking at the ceiling and blinking a lot, and like they're not looking at. That's what she's doing. because you had the thought that you heard somebody mention that Rosemary is bad with the totem pole. She's not the strongest. She's like, that could be me.
She's the youngest, right?
She's like, that could be me. She was the most recently replaced.
And I got the feeling that her and Ivy were close. I
Yes.
mean, they seem to interact a lot. Okay.
As a cleric, you know that the pantheon goes the bottom two. It's Rosemary and then Ivy. So they're very close.
Yeah.
But overall, this meeting wasn't designed to be an expose on one of your potentially weak Archfey. It was meant to show that there was a target, and if you replace her, we may lose all trace of that. We come seeking support from everyone at this table, in any way possible.
Like I said, it's a domino effect. Today it's Ivy. Tomorrow it might be Rain. Then it might be the Trinity. And one day Ronan, it might be you.
Wouldn't be me.
You
It's,
can never be too sure.
there's a larger plot at hand. We don't know how deep this delves. I don't think it's out of the realm to say that any and all of you are at risk.
He kind of, he's sipping his drink. He's getting to the bottom. You know when the,
He's dry sucking
Yeah.
on it.
and he goes, you know what? Stands up again. Everyone else, bring all your beacons to the safe. We'll knock them down. Impenetrable by everyone that's not plucked by the twins. Very few people were picked, like hand-picked by them. Everybody else was like, this is, you two would know this as clerics.
Yeah.
Everybody else was
For a second, I thought this was Ronan explaining it, and I
No.
was like, "Oh yeah, you're so special, Betty."
so Ronan, Daisy, Rain and Aurora, and Willow, and the Trinity, I guess. They were all handpicked. Ronan was the first to be handpicked, like sought out to be in this position. Everybody else, they were important families. They were kind of picked by the family, and we're like, "Here you go, twins." You guys also know as clerics that the high six are the original high six. The other 7 have been replaced over time.
Wouldn't if they put wouldn't putting everybody's beacons in the safe just weaken everyone? Leaving them open to attack?
Not necessarily. We don't need to be next to our things to be powerful.
But
Why is Ivy not powerful?
yeah,
Because they've put, this is Trinity. Trinity says, we would assume that they would put magics on it to dampen it, make it so she's weaker, harder to track, harder to trace, harder to find.
Right.
So it's weaker. She's weaker because they're utilizing them in this way.
Perhaps the philosophical difference of something being moved versus being stolen.
So,
Aurora kind of chimes in and goes, kind of like your friend. He's alive, but he won't wake up. Magic put on him. He's still your friend, but he's not, the same.
right. So, that would accomplish the looming threat of potential theft. But that doesn't help us get progress in getting to the bottom of this. And overall, that is why we're here.
Ronan sits back. He does sit back down. Kind of like tosses his cup.
Shatters.
It was like a paper cup.
Okay.
Like you get it like McDonald's. Toss.
And he's into littering.
A regular sized dinosaur goes and picks that one up.
McDonald's cup.
They're fucking Archfey and they don't
McFays.
have enough money.
No, everybody else is drinking out of goblets. This was a choice.
This is like a frappuccino.
He sits back down. He's like, the high sex will discuss investigating. You said there was a book somewhere that you've come to believe is somewhere you'd be able to find. He's looking directly at you.
Did I say that?
Yeah, you mentioned the changeling.
Oh, I didn't know there was a book involved with that.
Because the letter from P to C said something about the sisters and the true changeling. And the changeling.
Yes. We have reason to believe because a letter written, yada yada. We found one down one alleyway. That's the second alleyway.
Would be the true changeling.
Which any and all information would be imperative to this operation.
One quick point of clarification. Was the true changeling something that we associated with a book or just something associated with this whole endeavor? Because I wasn't under the impression that the true changeling would have a book. I was under the impression that the true changeling was something they were trying to like unleash.
The letter, I don't know if I have it written down still, but it basically said, like, one has been delivered to the sisters, one has been delivered to the
okay.
changeling.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
This I recall.
The voice was the thing that they were like trying to unleash, and that's separate from the.
Well, the true changeling was the one that was locked away by the top three.
Six.
By the six or top three? Could have been the six.
Yeah, it depends on the
Sure.
the
Interpretation.
history that you
Yeah.
read.
But it was locked away and bound by the top six because it was
top six
such.
who are here right now.
Yeah, who are all here? Who were like, this is a serious threat that we need to lock it down.
But it was also
it was Avengers level threat.
Yeah.
it was also 1,500 years ago.
No,
so
for
it was a
sure.
long time ago.
For sure.
So that makes decision.
Those are Matt questions, not.
If the true changeling is about again, isn't that an issue worth attending to all on its own?
How could you said the true changeling? How could that be out? I thought it was bound by you. I mean,
Merely have reason to believe.
The top six kind of giggle. They kind of laugh at that. That you're saying that it's out. Willow says, "You would know if it was out.
Okay.
Their cities would be on fire.
So
Things would be."
Chomsky looks over to
On the fire note.
different cities would be on fire.
So it seems as if someone's trying to release it.
Okay. Ronan says, "Well, since you four were seemingly handpicked, nods to you as well."
I look at Rain.
Rain's just like
hand
Rain's like,
handpicked.
Rain's like,
Yeah,
it's like, well, you are here.
Why don't you go get the book from it?
But Argus is visually confused. But you just said that it was captured or still in.
It'll be in a weekend state, wherever it's at.
But you just said it was still contained.
But they said that they're trying to unleash it. So
we don't know for sure.
I
But you just said wherever it's at.
I know where it's at. I'm tasking you guys with finding it and getting the book back.
But where did you leave it last?
Yep. I'm tasking you guys with finding it.
But you said that it was still chained, still in its prison.
Yes.
So where is that?
It's for you guys to find out.
But you already know?
Yep. It's a test. It's a test.
And if we prove that the true changeling has been released, will you help us then?
We lock eyes.
We'll investigate your...
These are the gods?
We will investigate your points at that point. We just won't choose a new Archfey. We'll leave her be. If you can find the book.
I look to Rain after what he was saying and what's Rain doing? Like I'm
You're getting like
shut up, you're making me look bad.
you're getting like I don't know, you're getting kind of like a little frustration. Not towards you.
Not towards me, just frustration about the situation.
Yes.
Got it.
We're getting challenged by a little edgy prick. God damn it. Plays little game.
Hearing that, like, Ivy will be safe if we do this, Aerolus just kind of, like, nods, like, then I'll accept this task.
And I expect the next time we meet to be under different circumstances.
Sure, let's plan it for 2 weeks.
All right.
We don't know where we're traveling to yet.
Must mean that it's close.
I look out the window. It just says "True Changeling Prison."
Scenic
You know, in
route.
Fairly Odd Parents. Like the,
That's
I think I'm just Argos is just quiet at this point, just like looking at you guys, looking to Rain, and just kind of like.
Ronan looks at you and goes, "You have something to say? You
You're
use a
gonna
lot
get-
of words."
You're gonna get a look from Chomsky.
You seem like a man of many words.
I think I'm lost for him right now.
I'm sure that's a first in your life.
deep breath.
Oh, well, look at that. It's the door over there. Well, it was nice meeting you. Goodbye, everybody.
Is
I've got a changeling to find.
yeah. I'm so sorry. Ronan. Could you please look at our friend who fell during our investigations?
I get to the door. He's not gonna do anything about it. I'm gonna open the door. And then I'm gonna close the door. I'm gonna open the door a little bit and put my mouth up to it and
Because
go.
of that.
He closes it? Yeah. Damn it.
It just
I
seems
was just gonna so quickly go. And even if you could, I don't think you can because apparently the magic around here doesn't fucking work. And then everything is always fucking broken.
Just
It
on the
doesn't
other
matter.
side of the door, just saying that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying too.
Just mumble rapping the shit out of this guy.
if anyone is capable, I think you and your godliness are.
We'll look at him over the next 2 weeks.
Ha! You hear from outside the door.
Unless it's soundproofed.
I like to think it echoes in this chamber.
A little bit.
Is there any guards around?
Yeah.
What kind of guards are they?
Flower guards.
They're not flower guards. These guys.
They're
um,
like
They're
looking?
Elden Ring bosses.
They're tree guards.
Are there any potted plants?
there's no potted plants,
Like
but there's a
potted
bunch
tree?
of plants.
Like a potted tree or anything?
Not like potted, but there's like random plants strewn about.
just grown
Like
into the walls.
like ivy and like bushes.
Oh, but okay, great.
What are you gonna do? Pick it up and like walk around and set
No.
it down and be like.
Once you
"Not
guys open the
here."
door, you'll see what I'm doing.
Okay.
There are 2 guards. They are watching.
There's also a sign
You.
that
They're watching you.
there's also a sign that says no peeing on the
I'm
plants.
pissing in the bush.
So, like, as he walks out, closes the door, challenge has been accepted by Airless and I. What does everybody else do? Are they still just sitting?
You guys accept the challenge. You're out there. You try to open the door. It's held shut somehow.
I'm going over to a bush and
Magical
I'm
fuzziness.
pissing in a bush. I'm whistling
I
too.
would wait with Ivy to walk out with her because it's finally clicking in my head why she didn't want to bring it up.
Ivy gets up, kind of dusts herself off, and she is walking out. She like kind of sets her throne back up, and her and Rosemary meet up, and then they leave. You notice that everybody is getting up. Everybody's getting to the point where they're getting ready to leave. Ronan, you guys accept the quest, leaves immediately. He's just out.
Chomsky will, like, ignore his group when everybody starts standing up and, like, adjourning, and will, like, hurriedly, like, make his way over to Aurora.
Okay.
And, like, as she's, like, getting up, he will, like...
She's like rolling up these papers and tying like ribbons around them.
Yeah.
She's giving them to like doves.
Gotcha. Chomsky would, like, deeply bow and be like, "May I request an audience?"
She goes, yes, of course.
Oh, okay. He's gonna, like get up and, like...
He's got it.
Just a few questions. Why did you choose me?
Why did I choose you?
Yes.
You have a lot of potential.
That's exactly what Graham said.
Correct. You have a lot of potential, and you needed to learn that for yourself. Because people can say it to you, but you don't believe people.
Do you... Can you help us at all?
No.
Are you afraid of Ronan?
We made a pact to each other that we wouldn't discuss the location.
Understood.
So the location has been removed from our vocabularies.
If you will, maybe a starting point for us.
I would go to a library.
Never mind, you don't have to tell us.
She finishes what she's saying. A library in Fyra.
Understood. I thank you for choosing me. Have a good afternight. And he's gonna, like...
Ding, 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 ding.
hurriedly walked away.
So
She calls out after you, and she goes, tell Phil I said hi.
Trumpsy's just gonna turn back and be like, okay. And then leave. Why is she
Okay.
watching Chomsky?
I think Argos would go to Rain, and because before this, I think Rain had mentioned that he would take me to Calliope after the meeting, and I don't know if he's still around the other Archfey or if he's by himself now or what the context of the situation is. But I think all of you, do any of you speak Primordial? I think I would have said to you before the meeting started. After I was going to go with Rain, he's going to take me to Calliope, but
Ryan and Daisy are kind of having like a whispered conversation.
think-
As you walk up, Daisy kind of motions to you, and she...
I will interject with one thing. If I see Rain talking with another Archfey, I'll mention to you guys. I'm going to speak with Rain for a moment. He knows where Calliope is, but I'll meet you.
We'll just wait outside the hall.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, we'll wait for you.
Okay. And then approach.
Okay. Daisy steps off. She leaves. She kind of like nods to you and leaves.
Low bow out of respect.
You know she's second in command. She's below Ronan but above Rain. She's like the Hera of this.
I would like to roll a retrospective insight, just because I think I was focused more on Rain, but like while she's walking out, can I try to think back of like her reactions to Ronan's actions?
Sure.
21.
They're a very like hand in her head, kind of
Like disapproval, or also like just kind of bored,
kind of.
indifferent.
Yeah, like she's seen it before.
Okay. Sure.
Like this isn't something new
Yeah.
for her.
Totally get it.
He's just kind of a douchebag all the time. So
In Primordial, I speak the. I'm.
Calliope, yes.
Yes, of course. I kind of motioned to Ronan's chair. I don't. I'm sorry, I'm taken aback.
Yeah, he's a bit much.
Why do none of you say anything? I don't understand how things are, nor do I presume to have the ability to, but...
Fias and Azara put their trust in him, so we put our trust in him. He makes decisions that make us stronger.
I'm gonna roll insight. Does he believe that?
Blind trust.
21.
Ooh.
He trusts what he's saying.
Okay.
He said it with a confidence. You're not sure if it was well rehearsed, if he said this before,
Sure.
if he truly believes it.
Yeah.
Kept us alive and kept us strong.
He's
I
been
gathered
around.
it. Yeah.
He's been around for all of history. He's all of written.
There's a reason why things haven't fallen apart yet.
Yes.
Gotcha. Yeah, Calliope, yes. Is she well? How did she come here, and how did this come to be?
It's my understanding she fell through a portal, and
Those just, but I'm confused.
sometimes they just open up where the magic is really strong. He does have a stronger magical aura around it. You guys are walking through the halls. You see that there's all these different wings, and they're all different. You walk past one where everything's like floating. There's clouds. There's like, they look like little gargoyles, but they have they do have little wings, but they're kind of like chubby.
Sure.
For my D&D folks, they're homunculi.
Okay.
They're flying around. They're putting books on the shelves, taking books off, doing a lot of paperwork. The next one, it's very feminine. Lots of florals, lots of soft things.
Teddy bears.
Pillows.
Pillows, stuffed animals. It's very feminine.
Beanbags.
Scented candles.
You feel as if each of these wings is dedicated to an Archfey specifically. Like this is like their personal like office. Rain is, it smells like the sea. As soon as you cross the threshold, it smells just like the sea. It smells like home. There's like a light sound of waves crashing, but you're not near the sea. You're like, where's it coming from? You realize now that you're kind of in like a quiet area that it's radiating off of Rain themselves. Calliope is here. She is kind of just like reading through all these like manuscripts and scrolls. She's doing research. She's learning what she can.
As soon as I see her, I run up and embrace her. And Calliope, I'm so happy to see that you're alive and safe, and I was so worried.
She embraces you back, gives you a really tight hug, and she goes, Argos, how did you get here?
I followed you. We were supposed to meet on the cliffside, and you weren't there. I heard this strange kind of like, I can't even describe it, like songbirds, I guess. I don't know. It's odd, and it led me to a portal, and I don't know. I had a feeling that you had gone through, and
Yeah, I had fallen through. I didn't hear any songbirds. It's just one moment I was walking to the cliffside, and the next I was outside of Fyra.
Really?
I don't know.
How long have you been here?
It's been like 3 weeks almost.
I'm glad to hear that that it's felt that way for you. It has not felt like that for me. I when I went through, it wasn't by any city. I was in the wilderness. I was very worried. I'm happy to see you're okay. What are you doing now? What are you trying? What is Rain asked something of you?
I'm learning what I can from Rain. They said that we have to remain here until Fayday, until a safe portal opens up, because the wild portals, they just,
Of course.
I guess they can pop you out wherever.
Sure.
Which, I think that's what it was. The magic's been weird.
It's a long time till Fayday.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm sure that Ajax and Penelope will be able to protect the village while we are away. Hopefully, I'm sure everything will be fine. I just kind of embrace it. I'm just happy to see that you're all right.
Has Rain asked you to do something?
We just had a rough meeting, and I look towards Rain to see what he says.
Rain's like, it was rough for them. That's just kind of how Ronan is all the time.
For sure, but I mean, you pulled me here for a reason. You pulled me towards the others towards a reason, I assume.
I had heard murmurings from Aurora that some Archfey were told to gather a group, and I felt that you would be suited to meet up with this group. I didn't expect that one of their own had fallen. I thought that you could fill a nice gap, but I figured,
Of course.
it could be good to get in on whatever these champions were gathering for.
It sounds like whatever they've been investigating is very important.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Have you felt any threat to your domain or to your... what did he call them? Orbs of power or beacons of power?
Yeah, beacons. No, I haven't felt anything. Ember and I are very close, and Ember hasn't felt anything either. There's each section, there's different... There are 6 different regions of the Feywild, each one governed by one of the High Archfey. And then each region has like a co-Archfey that leads the capital in the region. So Ivy leads Aurora's capital city, but all the High Archfey are based out of Fyra itself. So Ember would be Rain's.
I see.
So
Okay.
Ember would let me know if something was going on.
Well, I'm happy to hear. I hope I can be of service, and if I can speak candidly, a person who is so cavalier with power, and granted I'm talking from a mortal perspective, but so cavalier with the lives of the people he's entrusted to protect, I have a hard time believing anybody would want to follow him. And I'm gonna roll. I want to roll an insight on this because this is going to be a very important character moment for Argos. 17.
He has kept us safe even before the twins had parted. So we trust him implicitly. He sometimes needs to be put in check, and we will likely have a meeting, the 6 of us later, to kind of put him in check, But
Are you not disturbed by what the others said, Chomsky and Erlis and Batch, about the threats of the Unseelie and everything that they've uncovered thus far?
I believe that there was a reason that Ivy was targeted. I'm not sure what that reason is. I will be doing my own research.
But isn't an attack on
But-
one of you an attack on all of you?
It's more of an attack on Aurora than it is on the group. If it would have been an attack on one of us 6, it would have been more of an attack on all of us.
I understand. Very well. I suppose that I was charged by Ronan to assist the others, and seems like you have given your blessing to do so. It is not my place to ask, but I look towards Calliope. Calliope, whatever we are investigating, it is very dangerous, and I would love to have your skill in battle, but I couldn't bear the thought of losing you either.
There is so much knowledge to learn in Fyra that I feel could benefit Nahi and the material plane. I'd rather stay here to investigate that,
Very well.
to learn what I can to help when we get back.
Of course. I embrace her and I just kind of take a step back. Goodbye for now. And then I give a low bow, but not as low as it was before, to Rain. And then I go to meet the others.
A little moment with us after we step into like a area that's not around.
Insight check on the bow from Rain.
I mean, he's a god, so I don't think that there's any amount of deception that I could give. I'm very disappointed in his. When you are a worshiper, you place people up, not necessarily on a pedestal, but to a certain higher ideal. And when that is not the case, especially when there's an ideal that is so reflective in the village and something that's truly embodied, and that's not necessarily the way that they feel or act, it's completely...
You're having the Aralist telling Rosemary, hey, my temple burned down. And she was like, oh, shit, did it? And she was like, oh, yeah. Why didn't you stop it? You're having that moment.
It's very much like... it's like... oh yeah, we're supposed to be good people and help each other. And it's like, yeah, but if you're not important, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, if you don't have a shit ton of power, and if you have a shit ton of power, you can treat whoever and whatever, however you want.
If you're a first class Fae, you're good.
Yeah.
But if you're second class Fae, get fucked. So yeah, very much, yeah. I mean,
Like, this is very disappointing.
very taken
World-shattering.
yeah, very taken aback. But also not questioning, not a place of like, oh, you're wrong and I'm gonna rebel against you, but very much of like, you're not who I expected. Very much the sentiment of don't meet your heroes.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, don't meet your heroes, kid.
Yeah, very much.
Okay. What is Chomsky doing?
So we would have walked out. What was Batch doing in the bush?
I was pissing in the bush.
Oh.
You
Yeah.
walk out, you see a couple
Cheeks
guards
out.
kind of like, sir, please put your penis away.
The way that,
They're not laughing. That was Crystal laughing.
I was like, the way
The guards, penis.
That was Crystal laughing, and I was like, I
You're
don't
wrong.
know.
The
I don't know
guards
if Twitch
think
is
it's
gonna get
funny.
us for this.
No.
But-
It's on Twitch.
Sir, put your penis away.
I'm sorry, I didn't know where the bathrooms were.
You didn't ask.
So
I assumed that it was like nature. And,
Is this how you do it on the material plane?
yeah.
Just start
pissing
pissing
everywhere.
It's a little odd. Please keep your penis in your pants and don't piss on.
say,
Sorry, what?
say that 5 times fast.
Sorry, I was
So
holding
you
him for a
guys
long time.
walk out while the guards are telling Batch
He's still going.
to
He's
put
like,
his penis in his
I'm
pants.
almost done, I swear. I'm so sorry.
I can't stop
He's
midstream.
got to give
It's-
the old shake too.
You guys see the guard take out some manacles.
And I'm done. Sorry about that.
Chomsky is just going to
The other one takes out like a little notebook and is like writing a citation.
Yeah.
Chomsky's gonna he's just gonna be marching back and forth with his fucking hand where his nose bridge would be on his armor,
Ivy too. Ivy's like, oh my god.
and he's just gonna start lecturing the shit out of Batch. You're trying to get yourself killed, Batch. You realize that he's not just any demigod or archfey. He's a big deal. I know it was all for show. That maybe that wasn't even the real him. I don't know. But you can't just... You're going to get us all killed. Do you even care about Ivy? Do you care about us? Do you care about Jorak? And he's just fucking ranting and going and going. And that won't stop unless you stop it.
Yeah, no, he when you say, like, do you care about us? I'm going to go, that's all I fucking care about. What do you mean? You guys are so quick to bend the knee and to say, oh, I'll listen to every word that you say. What have any of these people done for any of us besides give us trouble? And if you're going to keep bending the knee, you're going to keep getting pushed around. You got to throw your weight around a little bit. Yeah.
It's... Batch, I understand your problem
Got
with
whip your dick
authority.
out.
But sometimes you have to know your place. I understand finding out that we are powerful and we have autonomy. I understand that.
Oh, I don't think that I could take him. I know that I'd die. He's a god. I'm just a mere mortal. But the sheer fact that I could get under his skin really got me. It got me going a little bit.
Get us killed, Batch.
Listen,
Get us killed.
listen. The magic around here doesn't seem to make any fucking sense. The hags said that they couldn't bring Jorak back, but then they put some sort of spell on him that can make him not be able to get resurrected by anybody, even Ronan, even Ivy.
didn't say that.
Well, he assumed it.
I don't think Ronan was interested in bringing him back.
I don't think
part of his
Ronan
little
wants to
show
do fucking anything.
That's my thing. I think part of his show is that he doesn't trust a word we said, and that's why he's giving us a challenge.
So hold on. My question is, did you ask any of why don't you do some like peer asking? Why don't you just ask like the Trinity if they know where the beast is
I
locked?
talked to Aurora because I did ask.
Okay, what did they say?
They've similar to how Augury and Carrion couldn't say who their boss was. They are physically incapable in giving any hint or disclosing any information. as to where.
Okay. So they're not able. None of them are able to describe or say where it is, and yet he wants us to find it.
It's a
What
challenge.
if we fucking find it? If it's that big of a deal where they don't want people to find it, why is he challenging people to find it? Because what if we do? Then what? We could just release him.
Then he drops his act and he helps us. And he realizes that we mean something and that this isn't just some sort of...
But if it's easy enough to find, then anybody here in the Fey realm could go and find it.
I don't think anybody in the Fey realm has our abilities.
I've met several people that could beat our ass. Jorak got killed by fucking hags. And you're gonna say that nobody here has our abilities? We're not fucking gods.
Fine, Batch. If you don't think that we're capable of doing it,
No.
then we'll do it alone.
No.
We'll take Argos and we'll take Calliope and we'll go do it on our own.
I'll fucking do it. I'm not saying I don't want to do it. But it's a suicide march, and I think this is all just fucking stupid. This is all ridiculous.
Batch,
Ivy steps in. She takes a citation from the guard and pays him a handful of money.
20,000 gold.
You notice it's just 5 silver, and she goes, they couldn't find it because they weren't looking for it.
I would also say, just a little tidbit, while we were walking out, I was walking and I just put my hand gently on Ivy's shoulder and I cast guidance. And I would like to think that it's just like a nice warm feeling of her friend,
Yeah.
since my power derives from Rosemary.
Yeah. And Rosemary's with her, too, so...
Yeah.
She also
I just know that
casts-
Rosemary
She's, like,
didn't want to
extra
be like
warm.
outspoken because
Right.
obviously Ronan is a fucking dick. And she's at the bottom of the totem pole. And I realized like that had to be so hard because I know that her and Ivy are close.
Yes.
to end the argument, Chomsky will just say, "Not everything you can't understand is stupid, Batch," and then he'll march off.
Trying to dig, for sure. Trying to dig into, like call him a dummy or something. I don't know. Sit on his high horse.
I am an intellect.
Yeah.
I mean,
You would have probably started walking up on that disaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of look at you.
What do you want?
That's no way to greet your new teammate, apparently.
To
Ivy
be-
says.
He's literally just gonna look at Ivy and give her a squint.
I look at
She kind of like pinches his cheek.
I
Like,
look at
stop it.
I look at you. I think I give like a nod of understanding to you. And look, have you like completely walked off?
He's like, I'd imagine he's like sitting on one of these balconies.
Sure,
out here.
looking out.
Yeah.
He's like,
Perhaps
if
the
I jump.
is is there a place that we could speak privately without word getting back to anybody?
Yeah. Ivy's like, follow me. And she takes you down like a couple flights of stairs.
Go to Ivy's private room.
Ivy's party room.
Airless would be like,
it's,
wait a minute.
it's just a
I
fucking
didn't say
rave.
goodbye to Jorak. Runs in the room.
You see the Trinity has their back to the door, but they're like larger than what they were. As soon as that door opens, they kind of like shrink back to the size that they were.
Oh God. Do they have Jorak?
Yes,
now?
they're right. So they're between Jorak and the door.
They're studying him.
So it seems like they were studying him, like they were doing something. The Trinity is the Archfey of
Death.
strategy, war, and death. So they're investigating.
Yeah, this is their domain. I think I like instinctually like cast my eyes down and I'm so sorry. I wanted to explain to Jorak what we are doing and say goodbye. No, I mean not goodbye, but like see you next time.
They say, "We understand. You can take your time," and they like kind of just like walk off to the side. You hear 3 sets of footsteps.
It's definitely 3 toddlers.
3 kobolds in a trench coat.
Yep, 100%.
I kneel down and it's kind of an impossible task, Jorak, but I can't think of anyone else more capable than us. We're gonna get you back. Two weeks. And you're here, you're safe with the Trinity. I know it will be okay. I kiss his forehead and I leave.
Okay.
Jorak just goes to the Trinity.
I should play dead more often.
The Trinity goes, it's working. It's working.
Longest ruse.
Okay. Ivy would have waited for you, or Ivy would have led the 3 of you. Rosemary would have waited because she knows where.
Yeah, and Argos wouldn't have wanted to leave without.
Okay, so the 2 of you are with Rosemary, and then you 2, if you want,
Yeah.
are with Ivy. So she leads you down a couple flights of stairs. This floor doesn't have as many windows. You can tell it's not like the 6 high archway. It's the 7 lower archway.
Peasants.
It is still nice though. Right?
It's still very nice.
Okay.
No, it's the
Very,
dungeon.
Well,
it's very
nice-
aristocratic,
Nicer
but
It is-
than the chateau.
yes,
I was gonna
like
say
motel-y.
because if it's not nice, that says a lot.
it's still very nice, very aristocratic.
Okay.
Nicer than the chateau. It's
Just not divine. Gotcha.
her room. There's many different instruments. There's a grand piano. There is like an organ. There's like a full orchestra just lightly playing music. Let me find nicer music than this one.
I want a strings quartet, please.
I want a banjo.
More cowbell.
More cowbell. I was legitimately just thinking like just Tomorrowland, EDM, just
weird Skrillex starts playing.
Oh, hell yeah.
Weird vibes, Ivy.
She's the Archfey of parties and
Multiple
wine.
domains, man.
Multiple domains, I'll tell you.
Lots of hats.
Lots of hats.
The small orchestra is playing music. All of the furniture is shaped kind of like music notes. It's very musical in here. You see that there is like a wide array of wine, lots of little like finger foods. It's nice in here.
This is a party.
It's a
At
party.
all
It's a
hours.
party.
This is
It's
a
not
whole
a rager.
get-together.
It's not a rager. There's lots of kinds of parties. This is
Yeah.
This
is
is
a
the
nice
This is a nice
Yeah.
It's a
party.
ball.
This is a wine
This
and
is a-
cheese party.
Yeah, grab a cocktail, eat a little weenie
There's
on a
charcuterie
stick.
boards.
Eat a little weenie.
A little weenie on a stick.
So you two walk in. This is what you see. Ivy's kind of motions, and she goes, "Help yourself to whatever."
It's Batch and I.
Yeah.
Well, we probably like walk separate ways into the party, presumably like not next to each other.
There's nobody else in here.
And then you just
Yeah, we just like part like he goes left, he goes right type thing.
lovers quarrel.
I love this awkward, just like stare down of two benches across from each other.
I mean, the weenies.
Chomsky will like find the time to like when there's some privacy, he'll approach Ivy, and he will like go up to her and like do the same deep bow he did to Aurora, and just be like, "I didn't realize the kind of danger we put you in. I do believe it was necessary, but I'm still sorry that this is the way it had to be, and I promise that we will make up for it."
Did Aurora send off her notes?
She did.
Okay.
I assume she's
Mean.
sharing the information.
The whole Feywilds will know.
That's quite dangerous.
All of the leaders of the Feywild will know.
Is that not quite dangerous?
It is.
Why would she do that?
She's a fucking gossip.
Literally sent it to the tabloids.
She,
like, holy
she's
shit.
She sent it to TMZ.
She's tweeting it.
She's literally tweeting
She's
it.
like, oh my god, I
He's like-
can't believe
Live tweets, sending it to TMZ.
with actual birds.
Yes.
He's eating the small weenies, and he's just like, wow.
Yeah,
why would
Batch is
she-
like 10 feet across the room, and as soon as Chomsky hears him, he goes, oh.
She
Doesn't
tells
have anything else
everything.
to do. Anything better to do?
no, she tells everybody everything.
She fucking sucks.
So she can get on everybody's good side.
Sorry,
Weenie went down your
choking on a
throat.
weenie.
Choking on a weenie.
Ivy, I'm glad that you're okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I'm glad that I'm in one piece still. That was a
So
little
what would
scary.
he have done? Would you like?
Potentially.
That sucks. You should have told us that that was a possibility.
I didn't want to think about it.
Well,
I was kind of hoping that, things would be a little different and you guys would be like, maybe we don't have to meet them. And then
no. But I guess now
I did say I didn't want to meet them. So
She did kind of tell her. Matt, fully above to like, yeah, she definitely told us.
she was like, I kind of was like, yeah, maybe don't tell him.
It was like, it's a title. I could be replaced.
I could be replaced, guys.
So wait, Ivy's not your name; it's a title.
Yeah,
What's your name?
I can't remember. All I know is Ivy.
Did they erase your memories from your past life?
It's not like they erased my memories. It's just it was a while ago.
So what you're saying is Ronin is also a title.
Yes, but on a different level.
Has there ever been any other Ronins, or was that
No.
the Ronin?
That was the original Ronin.
Looks like Daddy's got a new goal.
Please don't call yourself daddy.
Daddy match.
She does say that to you. She's like, please do not call yourself daddy.
Okay, Mommy's got a new goal.
If
That is
that's
not
how
any
you want to
better.
roll, Batch will roll that
and
way.
then she relays the information that the top 6, they're the original.
Gotcha.
They were the originals that were picked,
Nobody's ever
handpicked.
been replaced.
No.
How many times have the bottom 7 been?
Sorry.
like out of character, in character.
I mean, it would have. I'm not sure off the top of my head.
But it's happened to all of them.
A handful of times, I'm sure. You kind of gain the memories of the others, but then they all blur together. So you're not sure if that was my memory or if that deja vu was because another one had this moment and now I'm having it.
It's quite complex.
So what's Ronan the god of?
The sky.
It's pretty lame.
Are we here now?
You guys are walking in at this point.
Okay.
I think one thing that we don't have to RP is I think I would have spent like the entire walk down like just trying to like reiterate the fact of like, are you okay, Rosemary? Like, I've had no idea that the deities were like this, and then just like talking to you and like being brought up to speed on everything, as well as being like, are you okay?
This was my first time meeting everyone. My only experience had been with Rosemary, Ivy, and there's one other. Is it Rose?
I think you did meet Rose.
Rose. Because she was planning a party with Ivy.
Yeah.
Rose, and they were nothing like that.
Are you guys separate? Are we in the same room?
We're
walking in.
So he had waited for me and Rosemary was going to show us.
This was
I
just
didn't know if this conversation was when you guys walked in.
as we walked down, yeah. And then
As you made your comment about like I wasn't expecting that, Rosemary just kind of goes, "We put on a good show."
I
And
just
that's all she says about it.
yeah, and I just say perhaps words better spoken behind closed doors, and then closed doors. We're here.
I loop my arm like through Rosemary's as we walk.
You guys got to do it at the same time.
Looks like you're stuck with us, Azarus. I'm really sorry you got wrapped into this. We could have gotten you killed right then and right there.
I think as I walk in, you're saying this. No, you have nothing to apologize for, and I think I turn to Ivy. We're it's just us.
Yes, just us.
I am so sorry. That should never have happened to you or to anyone. To think that anybody could be so cavalier is appalling to me. I'm sorry that you were treated like that. I must admit, I am shocked by Rain and Ronan and all of them that they would not fight for each other, for you.
Chomsky will interject. You don't like it. You don't think it's like the god of the sky to wield his power as a weapon, put it on a show when he's got 4 newcomers in his court. I think it was merely just bravado. He's giving us this challenge as a test to scare us, but there's no way that's real, right?
Is this how you guys are treated?
Normally, we don't come when we're weak. We, as a collective.
Are you all weak?
No. That's why I said that.
So-
Normally, we don't come when we're weak. And when we do get weakened, either through... She looks to Rosemary. Then she goes, so the last Ember... the last Ember gambled a lot and lost part of his power through that. And showed up to a meeting. And notice how I said the last Ember? Because that's not the current one.
Was
Typically, when you show up...
killed?
So we don't say killed. We just say
Replaced.
step down.
And the old Ember, is okay?
No, the old Em's gone.
Rosemary looks at you and she's like, I'm going to hold your hand when I say this.
Uh-huh.
He's on a farm.
With all the other dogs. When we say step down, we mean step down from life. They're no longer here.
Chomsky will lean over to Argos. She's lacking social cues.
Talking about Airless?
Yeah. Chomsky's saying that about
That's
her.
so funny. That's horrible. There's no sense of community, of support.
You have to put on a good face and show that you are strong.
That is not community. That is not faith. That is not family. That is fear. Pure and simple.
I don't think he cares how he gets the job done.
That's the system that the twins put in place.
It's like a muscle. It'll kill off the cells that aren't doing their job, and it'll just build stronger cells. Think about it logically. It only makes sense.
I
Beat dog world.
I understand. I understand what you're saying. To become stronger, you must tear down the old and build on the new. But my point is that when you hold... I am just surprised. I held the Archfey to a much higher ideal. To one of community, to helping one another.
Yeah, this is...
That all ships rise with the tide, and not dismissing or removing anything that would be weak. It is not a ship. It is a person. Ember was a person, a deity, a fae, whatever, but a thinking, living, breathing thing that was just washed away, like Ivy almost just was. I don't think that was show for us. Why would he need to impress mortals? He is Ronan.
No, he's simply exercising his function.
You would think that
A terrible
would
leader.
be
one way or another.
stronger if, instead of snuffing them out when they're weak, they learned and grew and changed, but...
Precisely.
I think you, forgive me, God worshippers, just fail to see that they're all just people with power. And people with power are pieces of shit. Oh, Batch. I get it.
Ivy kind of goes, we've been telling you this whole time that we're just people.
Right, I hate to say it, Ivy, but prior to any of this, didn't bend my knee for grace or for gods. They were there. And that's why it makes sense to me, right? And I'm sorry, Airless Argos, I think you've held them in high regard for such a long time. This must be really eye-opening for you.
It is. That is exactly what I'm going through right now. A crisis of faith.
Rosemary kind of goes, I think you're looking at this as like a team sport, whereas Ronan, who was the first hand of, like the right hand of the twins, is looking at it like a game of chess. Sometimes you have to make those hard decisions to stay ahead of your opponent, Dan Seeley.
He was very cavalier and dismissive. That is, whether a face or not something that the leader should do, and something that troubles me greatly. The fact that nobody else spoke up also troubles me greatly. Not mortals, but the other 6, the other 12.
When something is not a discussion and simply a statement, one thing that I was taught growing up is you can always learn from others. Doesn't seem like Ronan is interested in that. And he loses out on a lot of perspective doing this.
He's the fucking sky. If I was the sky, I wouldn't question anything. I would just keep being what I am and doing what I know.
He's the god of ego.
Basically, he's as big as anything in the world.
What about
The sky's the
art
limit.
and healing and strategy and prophecy? Like, the Archfey are amazing in so many different dimensions, and he doesn't.
Until the knot.
But the point is that whatever replaces them, these 13 seem to always be, in title at least, in power and domain.
It's something I don't quite understand either, and that is, sure, replace them, replace Ivy, great. But the new Ivy is going to be just as powerful as you, right?
Just as powerful as me
Right now.
pre-Fade.
Okay.
Or pre
So what I'm saying
last
is,
year.
So what
So
I'm saying
priest-
is, what's to say it's not going to just happen again?
That's what I was trying to tell him.
The next Ivy might not have
They would
books, but she might have marbles. And what if her marbles go missing? Well, then
They would be aware of the attack and they could plan around it.
I also think that's kind of why we're on this quest. I think what we said did get through to Ronan, and that's why Ivy's not a pile of flesh, and that's why we are not a pile of flesh, and that's why Ronan is not a murderer of 5 new people
Pile
today.
of flesh. Oh, no. Okay.
No, yeah, not a pile of flesh.
I thought we were, a theme.
So, although it seemed combative and dismissive, I think we're getting somewhere. Although it...
I am grateful that Ivy's safe. I was very concerned. And I'm so sorry, Ivy, that we were pushing you so much for this meeting and not understanding the depth. I understand now.
Rosemary kind of leans in and she goes, for what it's worth. He's never given a quest to anybody before. He doesn't take clerics, he doesn't take paladins. You guys realize that. Like, there's temples to Ronan on the material plane. There's no clerics, there's no paladins, there's a single priest.
Ivy.
And even then they're like a multi-denominational, they're not of Ronan.
Ivy. Do the Fae get power from worship? Or no?
No, not really. We just expand it on our own.
Purely for ego, then. I think with everybody's passive, there is a sinking in his heart.
Oh.
Because the implication very much is the gods don't give, the gods are kids with a magnifying glass on an anthill, and we're the ants, and it does not matter.
Batch and
Kind of
Chomsky
like
knew that.
the-
Batch and
the-
Chomsky
Kind
just
of
knew
like
that.
when
But the
Aerolus was
difference is that when you are the kid with the magnifying glass, you have a certain responsibility to not be a dick. You could do things that could benefit the world, but it's an indifferent god. That's the point.
Ivy's gonna continue, and she goes, but the worship does not give us power, but it gives us a push to keep growing in our power. It's not like you worship me, oh, you're my champion, that makes me stronger. It's you're my champion and you have confidence in me, so I'm gonna have confidence in me and push myself past where I am.
Yeah, that
Confidence
is
dwindling.
that for me is worse. It is. Argus is just troubled. Just troubled by all of it.
We're trying to live up to the expectations that you all have, and that is
Very little.
we're
Miss Ivy.
people, and we're trying our best.
I feel that from you, Ivy. I felt that from Rosemary.
oh man.
But it seems like to the others it's less important, which is surprising to me, especially from Rain, somebody who I thought, when I was a child, there was a terrible storm, and my parents were still at sea fishing, and I prayed, and I wanted them to come home, and they did. And I always thought it was because he willed it. And now I'm not so certain. And that is troubling.
It may have been that they just survived by chance.
And that is troubling.
Oh. Yeah, sorry.
We do hear all the prayers. We do. That is something we do. Rain is more influential than the others.
I digress. It matters not. It is a problem for mortals. We will, I think, have a mission. We need to find out this true changeling who apparently is bound but is not bound, who has a book but might not have a book, in a place that we know but we don't know.
Aurora told me to stop the library. I had made that assumption, but
That is where we shall go.
yep. Argos,
Yes.
drop your expectation right now. They're all just people. I know it is an earth-shattering...
They're not just people. They're not just like me or you. They have domains of vast power that they wield. They choose to use or not use. They have judgment like us. And you would think somebody who has lived for centuries or millennia could see suffering and would make a choice to make things better. And I'm not saying that suffering should be eliminated, because there's a lot of growth from trial and challenge and tribulation. But that should mean something that should be deliberate, not by chance, not something that just happens.
Don't think you're going to like it here very much.
I must say that
I like you more and more by the minute.
I'm disappointed that they care so little for us. That is all. But I now focus on protecting the people I care about. If I cannot rely on a deity, then I will rely on my abilities, and I will do so in a way that I think will help. And when I see my friends falter, I will help them stand. I will not cast them aside or leave them behind. That is a promise.
That's what I've kind of done too. My responsibility, my power, is this hulking suit of armor. I'm going to use it to keep you all alive. We're going to pass the test too, and keep Ivy from dying. So that's what I care about immediately.
And I swear I'll keep you all entertained and watch my mouth as best as I possibly can.
I don't fucking believe you.
Well,
You are
Geralt, is that you?
You're completely in the right to challenge him.
Don't give fuel to the fire, Argos.
If there is a bad leader, you don't sit in silence. You challenge it. That is the only way that true progress happens. I'm proud of you for standing up when nobody else would, when not even the other Archfey would. You could have been swatted away like a fly, and I, for a moment, thought you were.
He was just a disease in a bodily organ, and the red blood cells would have chased him out and ate him alive.
Bravery is not being certain that you will stand on the other side of it. It is knowing that you stand for something that is right, regardless of the outcome.
Well, we're lucky he's standing at all. I think that's my point.
I think if I would have died, it would have proved a bigger point.
I think if you would have died, we would have lost a huge opportunity patch. That's why my goal was to stay alive.
It's fine.
Survival is not everything.
I'm right here.
He looks down at his armor. To me, it is.
Then I'm sorry for you.
Not everyone has this righteous purpose. Not everyone just... forget it.
It's fine. It's all right. I'm not judging you.
Well, you sure seem to be judging the whole planet here, Argos. Sorry, I don't know what got into me.
It's all right.
You need some yak milk.
No, I don't. I need my friends
Is
to stay
Rosemary
alive.
still here?
They're just kind of like watching you guys go back and forth.
If you do not gain power from the acts that we do in your name, or the prayers that we say, do we take power from you? Do we weaken you?
No. It's just kind of like a shared balance.
Good. There's this look in Hairless eyes like she's so worried about Rosemary.
And you're like, and I'm part of the weakest Archfey.
We're cooked, man!
No wonder I couldn't help Zorak.
I think we have a lot to do, and I can't speak for others, but I myself, I have a responsibility to the people that I love on the material plane and keeping them safe. And if the beings that I treated like gods have no stake in this, have no care, feel no sense of responsibility, then I will, because I care. I love people on the material plane. I love Rosemary as much as I've realized that she's not a god. She is a good being, and she tries, and it's way vaster than we could have ever thought.
I think I walk over. I put a hand on your shoulder. That is the faith that I was brought up on.
Chomsky's gonna like rummage through his bag and just say, guys, I'm tired of hearing about what the world should be like. I'm gonna head to the library and read about what is actually happening. And he's gonna take the ring that was supposed to be for Jorik and he's gonna flick it at Argos and go, welcome to the Fantastic Fool. And he's gonna walk out of the door.
I'll take it. I'll put it on.
Can all go to the library?
Agreed.
Just Chomsky's 15 feet ahead.
Yeah. Which, he needs a minute.
He's doing the batch thing.
Yeah. Gotta storm up.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a good spot to take a break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was hoping we'd do that.
All right, we'll be right back. In a couple minutes.
It's Tuesday, my dudes.
Oh my, guess speaking of pizza bugger, Krista got me fruze balls from Trader Joe's.
Trader Joe's?
And I opened up the cabin today because I was the cabinet, and I was gonna pack some for lunch. This is fucked. French fries always do this to me. And I was like, oh, let me get my fungal bungles. And I was like, the world doesn't know about this. I was eating fruze balls on the trail, and I just kept calling them my
He was
fungal
like, your
bunglies.
fungal
I was like, what are they
bungles?
called? The bungle,
Your
fungal
fleeting
bungles? I was like, the bungin lungables?
You know what? Hold on,
The Lunchables?
Real
It
quick,
was funny.
you said you accidentally said cabin, and then you were like, cabinet, idiot. You're not far off. The word cabinet is super cute because
Cabinet.
it means it's a tiny little cabin
Yeah.
for all your food.
I didn't know that.
Like a kitchenette is a tiny little
Did
kitchen.
you get that from Reddit? That sounds like Reddit knowledge.
I got it
Mike,
from some obscure YouTube video.
I was gonna say you're a sage of random.
I like.
Yes, he is.
And we're back.
Hello.
We've been back
Have we?
Hey.
since Funkable.
You heard it here first.
Cabinets are little cabins
A
for your
cabinet.
food.
Cabinet.
And spices, they're cute.
Hello.
And a clarinet is just a
Small clarin.
And I had chicken strip.
I got chicken.
And a fishing net is a small fishing.
Chomsky's throat hurts from French fries.
Why?
I don't know. I got such a long neck.
Oh my god, Jorak, welcome back.
I'll fucking
Right.
hate it here.
Right.
I hate it, yeah.
Right.
Right.
It sucks. Everything's bad. Those fries were delicious.
tummy hurt.
Right.
I agree. Anyway, what the fuck is
We're
going on?
going to the library.
To the library.
What the fouch?
The library, it is in the center of town, right off of like the town square. There's plenty of like outdoor vendors, so if you guys are in there for a while and you get hungry,
Dog!
there's hot dogs, there's
Ice cream, get your ice cream.
there's lots of different food vendors, lots of different little shops.
Me flavored water.
Genuine question. Chomsky wouldn't be looking at the shops. He would be looking between buildings, in the dark alleyways. What does it look like? Do we see shady figures? Do we see like children panhandling, dirty rats, dirty underwear?
You see children playing.
Oh, in the alleyways.
They're kind of like running in and out. They're
Are
like
they-
hiding.
Are they
They're
little dirty children, like
No.
flea bottom children, like they're clean
No.
and
They're
stuff?
just alley children.
Okay. Chomsky
I'm
doesn't
shocked
look
because Romy
like
doesn't
you
seem to give a
see
shit
them
about
like you see them
anyone.
run on the street and then they turn down an alley really fast like they're playing tag.
Gotcha. Yeah, he doesn't seem like he gives a fuck, but he runs a tight ship. This place is nice.
Also in the capital.
You know what he
That's
does
true,
to
yeah.
orphans? He
You don't
just
want-
kills them.
You don't want to. You don't want to go down the road.
Sorry, you don't have parents?
It's,
Ooh,
it's
that's weak.
actually illegal.
Would you like to meet your parents again?
We're into reuniting.
They're on a farm.
So good.
I've got thoughts, but I'm not going to say them on the internet.
Yeah.
.com.
.com.
Library. We don't know what their library is.
I think we can find
There's a
make
big
our way
sign.
downtown.
I'm going.
We can walk fast.
The library. It is the same, like Victorian Greekish
Same architecture.
architecture as everything else in the.
Right.
It's kind of like the picture that we have that they
That
don't
the internet
have
doesn't deserve.
You don't.
because we can't share it.
You,
It's not-
you simply don't.
Because copyright.
But
But it looks good.
Looks like
Good job,
that's-
artist,
I-
too.
I
We
think
don't-
that's
Lots
AI
of
generated.
archways with
Might be.
stone and
Might be.
intricate design.
I just see so many stairways that go to
vaulted
nowhere.
ceilings.
That's a very AI thing.
it's very fey as well.
There's also scaffolding.
the
Not
chaos.
very fey.
You don't put signs that say dead end. You just gotta figure it out.
We're at the library.
Yep, we find
We
the
make it
library.
in there.
Lots of windows, like stained glass windows. There's like 13 big ones of each of the Archfey, of the original Archfey. So like Ivy doesn't look like current day Ivy, and like Rosemary doesn't look like current day Rosemary. But
Ronan looks like Ronan.
yes,
So, question:
How many times has the Trinity been replaced?
Do we?
the Trinity's in the
never.
Big Six, so they haven't been.
Does Chomsky know roughly how many years ago the true changeling was sealed away?
We learned that information
So
from
it was like
Ivy.
1600 years or something. You said crazy.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
It was
I want to say it was like 1500.
How is Aurora not saggy yet? Chomsky thinks to himself.
Magic.
I
Perfect
think
fey.
I think I said like 1200 years.
1200 years. So Chomsky would basically take that knowledge. You would walk into the library. You'd find some man in robes who's bald, obviously,
Oh,
Of
for
course.
sure. Like, let's utilize the library.
and he would say, "Excuse me, I'm looking for history of this era." He would say, like, of this like time span.
Can we do
not
some-
this time span,
some
of the time span from when
keyword
that happened.
searches?
Yeah.
Where are your computers?
All you have to do is walk up to the bookshelf and think about what you're looking for.
How does that work? And he takes a notebook out.
He goes in very in depth into the magic of how it
like
works.
arcane magic of like how you can do that.
Yes.
That's fast. As long as he will explain, Chomsky will sit there and listen and completely.
You guys have
forget his
lost
original
Chomsky
task.
for the day.
Complete.
Because he will go on to tell you stories about how his granddad's granddad had like built all this technology and how they
that buys him in even more. He's in. You had him on.
Stop
And
selling.
then you mentioned
He,
a grandpa.
he keeps biting the
and
line.
technology?
He's slurping up the line right up to the fishing pole.
So he's telling you all this information about how that individual, his ancestor, had created this technology and how it's been in their family for generations and they upkeep it. And
Very cool.
he doesn't tell you like the exact steps to replicate it, but
Chomsky's working to piece that together through this.
he's giving you information about it. And
With-
he's happy to talk about it, but at
with-
times he gets quiet and kind of secretive.
With an Arcana check after this period, could Chomsky attempt to piece this spell together?
We'll check later.
Okay.
I think before you got into the rant, he had mentioned just go up to the thing, and you had talked about.
you guys walked in behind me.
Yeah.
You totally heard him say that.
But you were talking about the time period,
Yeah.
and I pick up on that. And before you get into the rant, I'm like, might I see the map?
Fielder's map.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm not taking it. You can have it back. You had a good thought, and it made me think of something. Continue. I
No
don't
problem.
mean to-
He's saying something really important. I'm missing it.
He
I
would have paused and been like, "It's okay,"
No. Go on.
and he continues.
I turned.
Chomsky's
Where
in
was
love.
I? Oh, I
He's
forgot.
gonna
Let me
kiss
start
him.
from the beginning.
I turn to you two and go. I think that he's right. If we look at the time period, maybe. Obviously, it's not going to give us an exact location, but perhaps we could get references of geography, and we have a map of the literal entire Feywild. We could maybe piece it together and find it out that way.
And maybe look up major events. They said if the true changeling was out, that towns would be on fire.
Agreed.
So maybe there's, major disasters that happened within that time period that in the region of where he was captured.
Because it seems like a
Or
very.
they.
I'm sorry to say this, but it seems like a terrible idea of running a prison. I'm going to think that you're locked away and never look up on it ever again.
Yeah. Also, I just thought about something. So, he is so smug that we don't know where it is. I don't even think that we necessarily need to go there. I think that we can just tell him exactly where it's at. I mean,
They wanted us to get a book, but how does the
He
true
said we need a
changeling
book.
have a
yeah,
book?
I know.
Unless
but
he's
what I'm-
already escaped.
but
Unless
what
he's
I'm-
already escaped, but he
what
said
I'm
he's not.
saying is that he doesn't want us to be there, and if he then has a magic where his councilman can't even describe or say where it's at, if 4 mortals have that information, then we have leverage, right?
You leverage for what?
We could just tell anybody where it's at.
I feel like he could
But
make
why would
us
we?
not be able to say anything.
Well, I mean, why would we? But we at least have that information.
Could you? I'm
mean,
sorry.
it-
Could we pause again? I'm really sorry. Batch, you're getting yourself in dangerous territory. I wouldn't want to cross him like that.
I mean, I'm not saying we cross him. I'm saying we just tell him exactly where it is. We don't need to go and fight the thing that we can't fight. I mean, it's like the gods can barely fight it. They have the.
I challenge us to get the
But
book.
we need a lead on the book.
That's what I'm saying. If we say exactly where it's at,
I think
we need to gather the book.
I don't. I agree with you. I don't think that there's any way that 4 mortals could contain or contend with something that took literally 6 Fae to bind together, not
Yeah,
even
that's what I'm
defeat.
saying.
But
I agree.
Archfey.
But I think we need proof of its escape, which is why I think that we need to go there.
okay. But if it's there, then we could at least just tell him that we found. Because the main
Agreed.
riddle is he just wanted us to.
To find the
Find
place. Agreed. Agree completely.
Because he doesn't think that we can find it.
I think it's more important that they don't think that it's an escapable prison. And if we
Yes.
go there and show that it is broken and this thing has escaped, then we can truly enlist their help and they'll have to act.
Agreed.
What if we don't? What if we turn up?
Flashback to Ronan saying, "Get the book."
Yeah, that's what Chomsky's trying to say. I think our challenge wasn't to find the location. Our challenge was to gather the book and return with it.
I mean, we can do our best to try and get the book, but I'm just saying we might have a hard time doing it
2
if we
weeks
don't.
time is not a lot of time.
To find something that is referred to as the true changeling. I'm saying we track down this lead. We once we're there, we go down our next because it's at least
yeah.
a place to start.
Like, I know he challenged us to get the book, but I also think a main challenge was he was being smug and saying that he didn't think that we could find where it's at.
Well, we're gonna have to find where it's at for sure.
And
Agreed.
hopefully the book is there.
Let's cross that bridge when we find the place.
Yeah. So
I will. Are you done with your conversation?
Yeah.
I will turn to you. I can read and all of that, but history was never my favorite subject. Let me put it to you that way. Are one of you better adept at reading such vast volumes?
Yes.
No.
Okay. Let me help you, and you lead the way. Tell me what I
Yeah.
need to do.
Okay.
I think it would be helpful too if we split up the resources of the books that we find.
I've
I was-
already thought of 18 different keywords we could think of to get ideas from different eras. Now, not only should we shoot for 1200 years back, but we want to also go 13 and 1400 years back, so we can kind of know, if the changeling was free at that time,
Of course.
then we would know about it in history, right? Like
Agreed.
there would be events that if he was that bad, so then
Like
when
Er-
he rambles on, he gives you ideas.
Yeah,
of what
of
to
course,
look for.
like Erla said, I think it is important that one of us has the map and uses this as a place that we can compare to the notes. So
And we may be able to find the location by finding out the last recorded major disaster before it went quiet.
True, because that's where they would respond and potentially need to lock him up as well.
I would think
Them
so.
up, I don't know.
That they would have to do it then and there, since it took 6 of them. Moving him would be.
perhaps the two of you can look through the books, and at the same time, Batch and I can use the map and try and figure that out.
Yeah.
And you can do it all together at the same table.
Here,
Reference.
actually, on this map, and he's gonna like show you the UI. If you click here, you can actually set pings.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, it's so.
Oh.
We're gonna give you ideas.
It says
Maybe we
Philra's house.
can triangulate the
It says
area.
my girlfriend.
We're just okay. Don't look at that, please.
Oh, sorry. X, I'll hit the X.
So put pings where we give you a rough idea, and we'll kind of work from there.
Of course. So,
We'll spend.
Let's go
some.
take over a table at the library.
Yeah, we're gonna spend some time doing this. There is a study montage happening.
yeah,
That.
for
Where,
sure.
Like, and then there's like a little side scene where like Batch slips and Chomsky helps him up, and then like looks away and like because they're still beefing a little bit, and like Airless is carrying too many books, and then she drops them all, and then Argos is like,
Airless goes to get everyone's coffee order.
yeah.
So
Little study montage.
So I was thinking that we could do 2 advantage
Gets a
rolls,
batch of banana
one
and he
helping
goes-
the other, one helping the other. I will cast guidance on Batch. I think we discovered
Please let this be a history roll. Please
through
let this be a history
RP.
roll.
Well, I think for the map, it makes sense that would be a survival because we're
would
trying
be a
to match it.
survival.
Oh, and you
But
got
then-
these handy rings.
And then the book people are doing like history or investigation or whatever intelligence based thing.
You got a
What
good
did
plus
the-
history?
What did the ring do again?
You get a
Plus
+2 to survival. You above table you have to be within 10 feet of each
Mine
other.
may or may not be 8.
We're all within 10 feet of each
Or
other.
10
better.
feet of the next ring.
Mine is
so you
3.
could be 40 feet,
Gotcha.
but
Yeah.
you'd have to be within 10 feet of.
Luckily, we're all sitting at the same table. Bam.
That was just more of an explanation
No.
of how it works.
Got you.
And I have guidance, which adds a what?
D4.
D4.
So did you give him guidance?
No, you gave him guidance.
That's what I was
She
thinking.
gave
Yep.
him guidance.
Yep. Perfect.
Yep.
So-
Unlike my coffee,
Advantage,
no coffee,
too.
extra milk,
'Cause I'm helping.
Goat milk.
Oat and goat.
Dope.
No,
I
no,
rolled
no
17 and a
coffee,
19.
extra goat milk.
19 plus 5, 24 plus 3, 27.
So
Hell
I
yeah.
get a D4.
Yes.
Yeah.
And advantage
Yes.
because she's helping you.
Okay, I'll roll my
Divine guidance.
I think the other one was better. Overall, I'll take my first roll because my first one was better. +1, 27.
27.
Hey, I also got
Wow.
27.
27, 27.
Our
It was
study
meant to
montage is
be.
working.
The Legend 27. All right, everybody, she's about to
And
impart
then-
sage
and-
knowledge.
Now, one thing before is that when we all do it, we all put our hands in with the ring and we go, Fantastic Four, unite!
And then we all like look around like where Jorak should be. And we go, oh.
And I go, fuck that guy.
Oh, in
if
that
he was alive,
montage-
I wouldn't be here.
In that montage, real quick, it just does show Jorak just sleeping.
He's back at the fucking castle.
he's just there.
The Trinity's just like kind of there, but
Looming
like
over it.
Chomsky's
Yeah.
also found like a book on aura, and he's just like,
Her name is
Oh! It's
Huh?
her
You're
calendar?
saying Aura, isn't
Aura.
it? Aurora.
Aurora?
Aurora.
Aurora.
Aurora Borealis.
I don't even know.
You
a
better
name.
know your own
I don't even know a
Archfey.
name.
He just sees 2 things.
I'm thinking Aura from Freerin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kill yourself.
So, double 27.
I can't say that on Twitch, can I?
I don't think so.
Ooh. In Minecraft, kill yourself in Minecraft. I can say that on Twitch for sure.
Sewer slide.
That's one.
Yeah.
So, with your 27 history check, you guys find that pre-shift, there were a lot of cataclysmic events that were happening in this plane, in all the elemental planes, on the material plane. All that is written down. You guys knew that this is pre-war, pre the era of woe, pre the Great War, pre all of that. This is after Fias and Azara had stepped back. They're gone. So you've got all 20 of the Archfey in total working together. You get an account. You kind of start seeing the breakage of the Unseelie and the Seelie. You see the court starting to form. You note that there's a suspicion that the True Changeling is of like a mystery plane. It's not discussed a bunch. It came out of nowhere. Just a portal opened up for a split second, dropped this thing out, and closed. They're thinking that might have been an accident. Perhaps Fias and Azara fucked something up. Perhaps another plane just kind of quickly slid across, broke for a second, something fell through. Maybe it was intentional. Who knows?
Ganondorf.
I was thinking console commands.
You see that there was a race to see who could imprison it first between the Unseelie and the Seelie.
Interesting. So neither of them had its interest in mind. They both were against it.
You don't know if it was too... Well, you kind of see the ties between the Seelie Archfey wanting to imprison it, put it away. You see the damage that it's doing.
Oh, Unseelie wanted to weaponize it. Like imprison it. I see.
And they wanted to take power from it because they saw that it was extremely powerful, and they're like,
Yeah.
we could take this magic.
Use it like a battery.
What got
Yes.
them us?
So, you see that divide. You see that they're fighting over it, and then there's a race. The Seelie 6 get there fast enough. They get there faster. There is a bit of a scuffle. So all 13 get there. There's a bit of a scuffle between them and the Unseelie. The 7.
They got to that plane?
They,
Or no?
it's on this
to the
plane.
true change
It
lane,
dropped
yeah.
it.
so they get to where it's at.
And that location would be interesting.
They fight with the big 6.
So it's the 13 and then the 7. The two teams get there at the same time. The 7 lower Archfey kind of stay out of the
fight.
the area where it is.
So like the ivies,
To
the
protect it.
rosemaries, okay.
It's kind of like the JJK bubble.
Kind of. To like protect it from the Unseelie coming in.
Yeah.
And like kind of flanking, honestly, with it. Because it would be it and then the Seelie court and then the Unseelie. So to prevent the flanking, the other 7 kind of spread out a bit
Okay.
to
protect the
to
other.
protect. There are a few places. You notice with your 27 histories, pages have been ripped out of these books. Specific pages. There, you see it gets to like really factual parts, and then those pages are just missing. You find one that it's like a grimoire of sorts. It's not like a factual book. It's somebody's notes. Somebody had been tracking a beast of legend. Something that they had researched. Skimming through it. This has taken you the better part of the day, if not like a day and a half, to get all this information. Depending on how long you guys want to be here.
Until nightfall.
Until
Until we would have a
Oh,
result.
yeah.
Until we have a lead,
Yeah.
like a
And
strong
if
enough
we didn't
lead
get
to
a result
act
today,
on.
We would wake up in the morning and go.
We're
Yeah.
on second coffee run at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna do this until we have a lead.
Yeah,
I mean,
we're
this
not
is-
going to leave the library without a direction.
Yeah,
So the grimoire itself talks of a... Hold on.
Presumably, the Fyra library is like grand beyond anything else in the Fey realm, right? Because this is like the city.
this is the capital city. Yeah,
The city. Yeah.
So the grimoire talks of there is an island called Exile. That is one of the potential locations. I did send a map in the Discord.
Yes, you did.
A map. A map. A map.
The map called Exile is the little one off to the bottom left. The deserty looking one.
Oh, yeah. I see it.
You said bottom left is exile.
Yes.
is this the full Feywild?
Yes.
Okay,
That is what Philra gave you.
gotcha.
The that little town next to it, that is,
The one across the sea
yeah,
from Exile.
yeah. You see, it's in Rain's domain. It's one of the cities in Rain's domain. Just so you guys know, those little towns, those are like the capitals of the regions. The big one is Fyra, and then the stars are the locations of the portals.
Okay.
What portals?
The ones that are manned,
Protected.
protected.
Oh, the portals.
The
The
portals.
portals.
I see. So presumably there's cities surrounding those portals. Or maybe not, I don't know.
They do swap every few years, so.
We're
But
told that certain Archfey are responsible for protecting them.
yes. There is a location not too far from Exile. There's a hand-drawn map in the grimoire that shows the island, and then it shows like a labyrinth of sorts, not too far from Exile, not too far off the coast.
In the water?
No, it's
Is it
on the
island?
coast. It's not on the island. So
It's on the coast by that town in Rain's domain.
yeah, it's like down in here,
Okay.
Okay.
and then
A labyrinth.
and then there is there's a spot of note, a super small island off of Exile that's not even
Ooh, hidden island.
on this map
What
because
direction on the compass from Exile?
it is in the west, like almost like southwest.
We can't go.
Of Exile? Or?
Yes, it's not on the map because it's
Yep.
so small.
I'm
But
just gonna say it's a secret island.
Secret
Island. Wait. Beach episode?
Don't worry, guys. I'm tracking this stuff.
Oh, me too.
the secret island, they call it Hatchet Isle.
Hat shit.
Shitty hat.
Like
Does
like
the
like
book say anything about this
um
besides naming it? What's there? Why?
it talks about that's the last place where that's where Azara said goodbye to everybody. She kind of summoned the Archfey there, and that's where she said goodbye.
Oh.
Azara?
Azara, one of the twins.
Fire Sons. Yeah, yeah.
Because Fias basically ran her off. She said goodbye and left, and then he left not too long after she did.
Gotcha.
So it's a triangulated portion. You guys with your 27 on your survival check, you
Figure out the area.
You
on the
figure
map
all
that
that.
you described.
yeah. You notice that the area with the like these three areas are very rudimentally drawn. Like she knows that they're there, but the details of what's there very slim. Like you can zoom into cities
Yeah.
and you can see like city names, like
Streets and all of it.
streets, and you can see like, oh, here's this tavern, here's this, here's this. These areas are
This is another place where she had not been.
right.
Okay.
It's like when you zoom in on Google Maps and there's
Yeah.
nothing there.
Yeah.
It's all blurry. It's like that.
Got you.
It exists.
It exists. It's there.
Using the scale on the map when it's zoomed out, how far, how long of a travel would that be from where we are?
It would be 4 or 5 days,
Okay.
assuming you don't get lost.
Sure. Yeah, I plot out a course. I help Batch plot out a course.
And I would mention, I Ivy's life is literally staked on this. I would assume her Rosemary could possibly figure out a way to magically get us close. We
Hopefully.
only have 2 weeks, so
Agreed. I mean, any advantage that we can take, we should.
yeah.
For sure.
Let me see your work on the map.
It's in the Discord.
I know.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is, I
That's-
show everything, and I must admit, it's mostly Batch's work. He's better traveled and knows his way around maps more than I do.
I'm really curious about the labyrinth. It's fascinating.
It's
Do you think-
definitely...
Why was it built?
The
Labyrinth.
changeling could be there?
We have a place to go. I mean, I think we'll probably get easy travel teleportation to the city here. This is Rain's domain.
Yeah.
I can possibly ask him for help getting there and assisting me in this matter.
Good.
And from there, we make the decision to head to the island, to the labyrinth. But those are our two directions.
We may be able to get more information in that town too, with it being in the vicinity, potentially.
Do you want to take
Yeah,
it?
any myths, legends that may...
Word of mouth, potentially. I mean,
Yeah.
it's been 1,200 years, but
Agreed.
That's why I
stories get
said they...
passed.
It's
Yeah.
the Feywild. Many of these beings live a long time.
Not only that, but if there was the true changeling stored in that area, you would think the locals, at least the locals, if they were
Maybe
told in
there's
legends, they would say, "Hey,
strange
stay away from here."
Phenomena?
Yeah, of
More
course, yeah.
importantly, if he...
It's like
You almost said phenomenon.
It's a phenomenon.
More,
Get
impo-
it hot.
more importantly, if it had escaped, then they would have been the first to see.
It's true. We could be walking into a flattened city.
Well, I don't think that the city is flattened, but they definitely would have been the first to notice.
Very, very true.
Terrain. Da-na-na.
Well, let's go ask how to get there, I guess.
It is pretty late at night by this point. By the
Yeah.
time you got everything, gotten through all the books, gotten through like the spots on the map. Rain kind of wakes up, kind of tired, because I mean the big six all live in Fyra.
We all have the espresso jitters
We all
as
just,
we approach him.
Where is-
walk in his
Listen!
room and like wake him up.
I think I would have asked Calliope where she's staying, where she is. And I don't think I would have gone directly to Rain. I think I would have gone to her first because she's been working with him.
She's been staying like in the Capitol building itself. That's where they all stay. So since she's kind of working with him, she's staying there as well.
Capital IP.
It's not. She's not staying in like an upper class. Like she's staying in like an upper class area, but
She's
not like an
staying in a guest
aristocratic.
room,
Yeah.
She's staying in a guest room. I go to her. I'm like, do you think that we'd be able to get the audience with Rain at this time? Or do you think it'd be more appropriate to,
The morning might be better.
of course?
He gets a little stormy if you wake him up.
Of course. See you all in the
Maybe
morning?
we sleep on it.
Where do I
where-
sleep?
where
Are we
do
welcome? Are we welcome here?
Should we find an
I
inn?
was hoping that Calliope might have information, perhaps, of a place of where we could stay.
I'm not sure what the taverns are like.
Perhaps,
Your map.
Crash in Ivy's office.
perhaps
I'm
we
sure. I'm sure Ivy
could procure guest rooms. So that I
could
was
do
thinking.
something.
Ivy.
Does she have a rock?
Of course, I gave her a rock earlier.
When?
When we went Fantastic Four split.
Yes.
Where are you?
And I'm
We're
so
so
sorry.
And we're so sorry we called this meeting.
We called this late.
We need a
You're
place to
sleeping.
fall asleep.
Sleep
Can
tonight.
you have tonight?
She's like, I'm still here, in my, like close to my chamber.
Where should we sleep tonight? Are we welcome here?
She's like, oh shit. That's all you hear.
It's like you forgot to give us a blanket. We're just sitting there with like
Oh,
toilet
you
paper.
didn't book the hotel. Oh,
He's in the rug.
We're in the like we could probably probably sleep.
Airless has 3 books that she's using.
Yeah.
Can we bunk with you?
You hear like a, oh shit, and that's all you hear back.
She doesn't.
What does that mean?
About 10 minutes later, Batch, in your head, you get like an image of where like her room is, and then it's like floating through 2 guest rooms. So you know where they're at.
Oh, just follow me.
Okay.
What do you mean?
She pinged it in my head.
Oh.
She pinged it in my head, so like, just follow me.
Can you explain what
Your
you feel
Ivy's
right now?
chosen.
What I feel right now?
Yeah. Why? How did that happen?
Well, you see, I closed my eyes, and then I saw me and you and everyone walking down the hall, taking a right, taking a left, taking a right, taking a right, taking a left.
I assume while
taking
you're
a
saying
right,
this, we're walking. Through,
Yeah.
and then by the time you're done, we're like, I was like, wow, you
And there's the guest rooms.
I think I would have spoken to Calliope and be like, perhaps we could, catch up and have
And
a drink.
breakfast? Or
Well, sure, yeah, that's fine.
sorry, I was in the middle of a
Of course, I don't mean to interrupt.
task for Rain.
Of course.
Task for Rain.
Task
for rain.
Calliope and Rain sitting in the bed. She is giving a godhead.
Whoa!
Sorry.
A poet, and he didn't.
And
mean
Argos
poet.
just goes, da-na,
Oh no!
Argos is
We
lady.
don't know what Calliope is.
da-na-na.
I think I have a theory. Ivy is getting destroyed by Ronan right now, sloppy on the couch.
Oh my god!
That's Chomsky's theory.
You must be
Is that
punished.
Chomsky's theory or is that Evan's theory?
That's
Happening.
definitely his theory.
It's a bit of an ending, everybody.
Sorry, a little.
Anyway, she goes, I'm busy, and Argos, of course, yes. And I just kind of catch up with the others then.
All right, you guys find your rooms. They're comfortable. They're on par with the chateau, minus the little dinosaurs.
So they suck.
They suck ass.
They went from
I have to get my own things.
A minuses
Terrible.
to about D
I just thought of
pluses.
something. If Ivy were to die, what would happen to the dinosaurs?
They all die.
Would Ronan kill all of them?
No, it's
They don't
kind
have. Well,
They're kind of an extension of her, so they'll just like turn into dust. Just
I don't feel very good, Mr. Stark.
no, they're all independent. They just wouldn't be able to go in and out of the walls.
they're just stuck in the walls forever.
The ones that
In
are
their
stuck
own
are
mystery dimension.
the ones who are stuck. Yikes! But the ones who aren't stuck are just prey animals again. Because Ivy protects them,
We can just go back to eating shit.
Then they're in danger.
or getting eaten.
I think
The
they
bubble
would,
drops.
they would
They're
turn
just
on each
swooped
other.
just
off and-
seagulls.
James walks up. This isn't it.
He takes one step and a hawk comes down and picks him up.
James,
That was the
my,
the
my
great
children live on. No, one of you must survive.
Go on, little soldiers.
It's a bit of an
Okay,
ending.
okay. It's
It's
not
a-
gonna happen. Ivy's
bit of
not
an
gonna
ending.
die.
It's a bit of an
It's a
ending.
bit
Always
of an
is.
ending.
Always is.
Oh.
Anyway, I think we'll pick up in the morning.
After
next morning.
me,
Fair
and
enough.
Sure.
Yeah.
What a
The
great
me, me.
session. What a fucking
That
awesome-
was-
it's a banger of a session. One
banger.
of my favorites, actually.
so much information. I need to make a board and get some red yarn and let's do this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This connects to that, which connects to this.
I love. Go ahead.
Even if so, next week.
Yeah.
We're doing this live, so we can talk about this kind of live. We can decide later.
We'll
But
do it live.
an idea that I had while we were doing this is next week. Do we maybe want to do an above table in the options that you're not here, and then you can join in later?
Yeah, I'm good for that.
Because you kind of work over here, kind of.
I'd
So you could join
be down.
after?
I'd be late.
You'd be late, but
Be joining at like 8:30,
Hop in
If you
the
have
above-
work.
above the
Right.
table.
yeah.
which I do as of right now.
Yeah,
As of
but,
right
that,
now.
but I'm saying like if
If I
you're
can.
unable, then yeah.
Or if you can like move it up a couple hours or something.
Yeah.
Wait, is that the Tuesday before we go to Lala?
Yeah.
I might
Do you
also
work?
So next week,
Next week is a no
just
go.
because I have Wednesday through Sunday off, I
Next
probably
week-
am gonna work Tuesday.
Mike and I fucked it up.
So next week you guys are gone, and then the week after
I'm not
that,
entirely sure though.
then the week after that you guys are going to Lala.
No,
It's
It's
that.
next
over
week.
the weekend.
Oh, it's the weekend.
It's
that's
this
right, that's
coming
right.
week.
Gotcha.
Again.
We're going on vacation.
Not
but
this
we're-
weekend.
The same weekend.
We'll be
Weekend.
We'll be back.
Gotcha.
So it should just be one off.
Is
week?
it? But you guys are. But Lala's
Check the
whole
socials.
week, right?
Check the
No.
socials. It's just a
It's
weekend.
Anymore.
Thursday,
Yeah.
Friday,
Oh,
Saturday,
Thursday,
Sunday.
Friday, Saturday.
Anyway, check the socials.
If we're here, we're
We'll
here.
decide.
Keep it social.
If
check
we're
it
here,
social.
we're here.
And you want to know what?
We're
I know
always-
I know of 2 other places that you could check. We would probably get some information. Paragon Zani, Odyssey, Sir Michael.
You probably won't get any information.
We'll get information from me.
If you need further information, check the Capitol Library. It's full of great grim
All I
wars.
know
And
is that
wonderful men.
I want to see the fishes win another game.
They're all
Fishes are
bold.
gonna win.
and full of knowledge.
All right. Have a great week, everybody.
Bye.
Who the fuck ended this